Welcome back, you guys. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm bringing back another match preview for our upcoming game tomorrow at 3 PM UK time against those annoying opponents, Burnley. Now in today's match preview, I'm going to focus on the press conference, I'll focus on the predicted lineup part, and to end things, I'm going to give some brief thoughts and opinions on Burnley and what we need to do to get that 3 points in tomorrow's game. But before I get into anything, smash that like button if you like today's video, help me get over 1,000 likes for today's video, and of course today's video is brought to you by the One Football app. It's always the best time to download the app right before a game starts because there's so much interactive content on a match day. Honestly, you guys, it's the start of a new year, so start this new year right by downloading the One Football app. You'll find a link below in the description, you guys, and on that point, we get straight into the first part of the video today, and we dive into the press conference, and here's what Frank Lampard had to say today. Now we start straight with the press conference, with Lampard being asked about the future of Olivier Giroud. Lampard said that if the deal is right for everybody, and most importantly for the club, then of course Giroud is allowed to go. Lampard did confirm that Giroud's agent has spoken to the club, but interestingly, Lampard ended his sentence by saying that Giroud doesn't necessarily need a replacement if he decides to go. Now, is this an admission that we may struggle to find the options and replacements we want in this window? Possibly, but I kind of see it from this perspective. Lampard does not want another 17-18 season where we signed so many terrible players that did nothing for us. I mean, for example, look at Zappacosta. A player like him that cost us 25 million, what did he do for us? So in that sense, realistically, 3 forwards were never going to get consistent game time this season, so technically we could survive on only 2. Now we move on, and the questioning turned to Moussa Dembele from Lyon, with Lampard confirming nothing really. He was very cryptic, and all he said is that he isn't the only person being spoken to openly. Lampard did continue on by stating that the forwards that the club want aren't easy to get for this month. Questioning now turned to 14 goals in 25 games Tammy Abraham, with Lampard speaking about how delighted he is with the player's progress, and he feels that with Kane's injury at this moment in time, this could be the perfect opportunity for Tammy Abraham to claim a spot for the England national team. So let's hope that happens. Let's hope that if Tammy does get that opportunity, he bangs in the goals. Now next on the agenda was Ruben, and what Lampard said was quite interesting to me personally in regards to a timescale for when the player can return back. Now Lampard did say that before Ruben does return, he would have to be involved in academy football first, most notably playing with the under-23 team to build up that fitness. Now this is the same thing that we did do with Reece James and Hudson-Odoi earlier during the season, so it makes no sense why Ruben wouldn't go through the same recovery procedures. So this tells us that the minute we see Ruben playing reserve football, it means that he won't be too far away, maybe even a month away, and I'm only taking a guess, you guys. But anyway, we continue on, and Lampard wanted to talk about the lack of goals being scored currently. Lampard said that the lack of goals is starting to annoy the entire team right now, and he mentioned that the team have created 50 opportunities in the past 3 games and have recorded 0 goals. He feels that we aren't clinical enough, and he did expand on this even more by saying that other than Liverpool, we are in the final third the most times out of any team in the Premier League. We end with 2 final questions. We start with Christensen, with Lampard confirming that Christensen won't be leaving in this window, and he's a big fan of the player. But he admits that Christensen does have to improve physically. And this has been a thing that's been commonplace since Sarri's taken over, and I think this is something that Christensen maybe has to really overcome and beat. Could it be a possibility that Christensen's metabolism is too high? Maybe he needs to get a dietitian and a fitness plan if that's the case, because it does feel like the only thing holding back Christensen right now is that lack of physicality. But you guys, before I end things and move on to the predicted lineup part for today's video, we end the press conference with very sad news, and that sad news is that Christian Pulisic is going to be out for the next few weeks. Now we know that last time Pulisic played against Burnley, he recorded a hat-trick, and I think we were all hoping to see something like that happening again in tomorrow's game, but it's looking like he's going to be out for a few weeks. So could this be an opportunity for guys like Pedro to come back in the scene? Could this be the opportunity for Callum Hudson-Odoi to start getting some consistent game time? Who knows? Let's see what happens. But this is standard part and parcel of football at this level. Hopefully Christensen recovers and comes back stronger and fitter. It feels like he has been suffering a bit, as Lampard said before, and of course we all want to see a Christian Pulisic fit and fully firing. But you guys, on that point, we move on to the predicted lineup part for today's video. Thanks for still staying around, you guys. For this part, we move on to the predicted lineup part for today's video. There's only going to be one lineup because there's one lineup I'm hoping that Lampard is going to use in tomorrow's game against an opponent like Burnley. Very stubborn, very comfortable sitting in the low block, very comfortable not even attacking and playing without the ball. Well, I feel like our approach has to be more aggressive in tomorrow's game, especially because we have been struggling so much at home. And I think against Burnley, I want to see a very, very, very attacking team. Now, as you guys can see beside me, I've gone for a 4-3-3. I'm going to explain to you the formation and why I feel that Lampard may use this lineup in tomorrow's game. Now, the main reason why I've gone for a 4-3-3 is because I want to see JORGINHO in this game. Now, here's how I'm seeing things, you guys. Against Burnley tomorrow, we know that they like to use a 4-1-1. They'll have two strikers playing up front together. And I think against a team like Burnley, when it comes to playing out from the back, you want to have an extra spare man available. And that's because you want to make those 3v2s against them to help you play out from the back. And from this point on, this is where JORGINHO has a good impact with the team. And if he's playing in a 4-3-3 alongside Mason Mount and N'Golo Kante, two midfield players that are comfortable breaking the lines, moving inside the opposition box and having a goal threat, well, this is where JORGINHO really shines. Now, every time I see the player, I've always thought JORGINHO is like the playmaker for the halfway line. If you're a midfield runner, if you're someone that likes to receive the ball in the central areas, JORGINHO is your guy. He's going to find you time and time again. And if you're a box-to-box mid or a guy that likes to make runs from midfield, your game's going to be elevated even more because JORGINHO is constantly going to find you. Another reason why I feel JORGINHO will be useful tomorrow is for his ability to retain possession of the ball. Against Burnley, sometimes you can't just go gung-ho attack left, right and centre. If we are leading the game, I want some experience and control in midfield. I want us to just slow the play down at times and really make Burnley's lives really difficult. And for all these reasons I stated, this is why I think JORGINHO will play over cover in tomorrow's game. Now, I've mentioned how stubborn our opponents are going to be tomorrow, and for that reason, I'm sorry but Frank, I don't want to see Azpilicueta playing left back or playing right back. Against a team like Burnley at home, remember, at home where we struggle, where you yourself said that we've created 50 opportunities and got 0 goals, well, I don't think Azpilicueta really helps on that left-hand side. Not against an opposition like Burnley, who are very comfortable playing without the ball and doing absolutely nothing. If Burnley were to leave this game with 1 point, they'd be happy with that. And this is why they're a team that we have to take more seriously for tomorrow's game. With Reece and Emerson, that's going to give us better quality in those wide areas, and most importantly, better delivery inside the box. It's as simple as that. And to end my reasons for the predicted lineup, you guys, I look at Callum Hudson-Odoi because at first I was thinking potentially Mason Mount and Willian playing in a 4-3-3. The reason why I thought this was because with Hudson-Odoi not being 100% back to his full complete form, with Lampard being vocal when it comes to talking about Callum's struggles for the season, would Burnley be the best opposition to play against and to start in, especially with Burnley being very physical and with us not having Christian Pulisic. Now imagine, God forbid, touch wood you guys, make sure you do it. Imagine if Hudson-Odoi picks up a small knock in tomorrow's game. Well, that's really going to thin the quality of our attack and we can't really afford that. But anyway, I'm going to take that risk. I feel that Lampard may use Hudson-Odoi over Pulisic, especially because he got a goal against Nottingham Forest. And Frank obviously wants Callum to get back to his best form because that's going to be good for us and for everyone. But you guys, that's going to be me ending the predicted lineup for today's video. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. Give me your predicted lineups. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to see. Make sure you comment below. Now to end things, you guys, I'm going to give some brief thoughts and opinions on our opponents in Burnley. Now with Burnley, I really do mean this. They are one of the most annoying teams to play against in the Premier League. And that's because they're very stubborn. Burnley are a team very comfortable not having the ball. Their players are comfortable not touching the ball. And it's quite unique because at this level, players do have an ego. If you're earning so much money every single week and you've trained so hard to get to this level, naturally you're going to have that competitive ego. And I think because Burnley players have really taken on board the roles they need to play and because they suit this style of football, Burnley have never had any issues in regards to players being upset with the style of football. And that has its pros and its cons. For cons, the main issue is that they can't really re-strengthen and improve the team because most players are not attracted to Burnley and how they play. It's as simple as that. And due to the limitations in the market, it's forced Sean Dyche to have to be very creative and really micromanage every single aspect of the team to get the very best and maximum effects out of the team. And in that sense, he has to be respected. And that's because most managers in this position wouldn't have Burnley still being competitive in the league, keeping them up in the Premier League every single season. So credit has to go to him. And I really like how Sean Dyche found some creative solutions to some of the issues that Burnley face. And examples of some of these creative solutions is how Sean Dyche micromanages the team. And I'm going to give you guys some examples as to what I mean. For example, in training, it's been reported that the Burnley players focus on a lot of match situations and how to deal with them. Like for example, let's say the ball's bounced in some really, irregular way, or let's say some piece of plays happen in some really dangerous area of the pitch. What do you do in those moments to come out on top? That's what it basically comes down to. And this is why it becomes very important to have players on board with this style of football. Their strikers love it because they get to work hard, run a lot, and take a lot of quick shots on goal, meaning that they do get the odd decent opportunities in front of goal. Their midfield players aren't the most technical, but they work very hard and defensively very disciplined. And with their defense very cohesive in that sense, the whole team just gels together and works really hard. And this is exactly the reason why Burnley are a difficult team to play against if you or whoever the team's playing against them is not coming on point. It's as simple as that. You can beat Burnley if you play well. And all we need to do is keep moving that ball quickly from left to right and be clinical in front of goal. And finally, and this is the most important thing, we need to be on point from set pieces. Burnley are very good and dangerous attacking set pieces. We've struggled. We're notoriously one of the weakest teams in these areas. And I know tomorrow Burnley are going to have game plans to force opportunities from set pieces. I don't want to see stupid fouls given away for no reason. And this is why I'm a bit skeptical in regards to Rudiger, because it's the type of opponent where Rudiger tends to give away a lot of silly fouls and just tends to be a bit average at times. And without any Christian Pulisic, the hat-trick hero from the last encounter against Burnley, well, I feel like we have to attack them even more and put on an even better performance. And you guys, on that point, I'm going to give my score predictions. I'm going for a very safe and professional 2-0 win to us. In the comment section below, give me your score predictions. What do you see happening in tomorrow's game? And boys, on that point, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll see you guys later with some more videos.